According to Ernst and Young's Global Generation Research, nearly 1/3 of millennials say that balancing work, family, and personal life has become more difficult in the past 5 years. 47% are working more hours. This compares with 38% of Generation X and only 28% of baby boomers. Do you remember going to a playground to ride a teeter-totter as a child? Or have you taken your own children to ride one? A teeter-totter is a large rectangle that is balanced in the middle on a central sphere. One person hops on one end and one on the other. You take turns being elevated in the air while your friend touches the ground, pushes off, and vice versa. Every now and then your friend might not balance well or push off incorrectly or prematurely exit his or her end to leave you crashing abruptly down to earth. From this, you kinesthetically learn that balance takes paying attention and a bit of trust. For children, there is not much to balance in life short of the teeter-totter. As we grow into working adults, raising families, contributing to our communities, and trying to continue to evolve as people, finding balance can seem as jolting as the crashing to the ground of the teeter-totter. Research shows that 61% of us worry about our work-life balance. 70% of us have had our health affected by it. 59% of us feel it affects our interpersonal relationships in the form of stress. And it is a leading cause of workplace violence and absenteeism. It often feels as if we have more to do than the time to do it in. Attempting to attend to diverse responsibilities can leave us feeling effective in none of them. How do we balance work and life in a way that everything receives its due and we feel successful in all our roles? We may be able to take some tips from athletes. Gymnast Shawn Johnson exemplified the utmost professionalism and athletic prowess in her events at the Olympic Games. Watching her get ready to compete on the balance beam was telling. After Shawn powdered up her hands, the camera focused in on a clear shot of her face. It was impossible not to see the combination of focus and determination there. It was evident that although she was in an arena with thousands of people, she was clearly not in that noisy, stressful space at all. Her look communicated there was only two things at that moment she was present with: the balance beam and herself. Olympic swimmer Michael Phelps also gave us a glimpse of the same presence while stealing the show in all his events. At one of them, newscasters were speculating whether he would win and if he was getting stressed. The newscaster said, "Watch his face as he comes up for air. If his face shows any tension, it's over. His body will tense and he will not win." Although the race was close, as Phelps had bobbed up for a breath before his turn, he looked calm. He is too savvy of a swimmer not to have known his challenges at that moment, but he did not let the challenge register in his body and affect his result. What do the actions of these two Olympians tell us about work-life balance? Too often people picture success as a balancing work and life perfectly at all times. Always the right amount of time and equal time for family, work, community, etc. Like a teeter-totter that stays constant in a parallel position, this is not only impossible, but impractical. Perfect balance is not desirable. There are times in life when we need to devote more to one aspect of our existence than another. So what is desirable work-life balance? What does it look like? Like the athlete, we have true work-life balance when we achieve a natural fluidity in moving from one necessary context of our lives to the next and being fully present in each. So if we're at home, we're not thinking about the details of our workday or the pressures around it.
Good morning, I'm Rowena Crosby.
And I'm Deborah Renner, and we're your co-hosts for this show. Thank you for joining us for the next 17 minutes for your IT show. No, we're not talking information technology. We're talking Your Invisible Toolbox, the show that examines the tools essential for working effectively with others.